So they talk to the lady. She's like, I can't change your flight plan. That's it's against the rules. We're not allowed to do that. Blah 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 blah. Only the flight controller can do that. Oh, well, we'll talk to him then. Oh, you don't want to talk to the flight controller. Well, yeah, we actually do. So she sends them to the administrative offices where they start to notice some other weird stuff. The posters on the wall seem to indicate there was a war with Germany in 1920. That's not a part of history. That never happened. There's ads for a separate but equal Sawani, something to that effect. Again, they're like, what in the world is this? They're taking sanity hits for seeing this stuff. It doesn't belong. It's not supposed to be there. I got 5 left. Use 3 to get up. So they eventually get up to the administrative offices. There's a bunch of men working in there. They talk to one. When he starts telling them they have to talk to the Skyway controller, all the others look up. And then every time somebody says Skyway controller, they're all like, Skyway controller. In a very weird, kind of creepy way. There we go. Ow! I forgot that I had not put a ladder there yet. Okay, here's the basics of the barn. Wow. It's not great, but it's come together fairly nicely. It's a tall barn, very narrow, tall barn. To make this work out, I should have made it quite a bit wider, but I didn't want it to take over this whole hill. So they get in to see the Skyway controller eventually. The guys let him in. He's like, yeah, if you really want to go see the guy, but you're going to die. Hold on. I need buttons. Oh my god. Okay. So they go in to see him. They talk to a Mr. Bierce, whom they're very rude to, actually. Because, they're justifiably upset. They are not at all happy about everything that's going on. Is that the floor? It is. Yeah. I've been doing this to make it look like joints, or whatever they're called. The things that, the wooden nails that used to be used to hold things like this together. And since we've got a slightly different color here, then I think that's going to be nice. So they talk to him. He's like, you don't want to talk to this guy with controller. You just go home. I mean, just go where you're supposed to be going. You'll be happier. Life will be better for you if you do that. I need to get some ladders in here too. I don't know if I have any here. They threaten to go up because there's Bierce is up in this tower. It's this tall tower with these terrible steps that go up to it. And what they do is when they go up there... Oh, we do have this, though. When they go up there, they have to deal with... Did I not make... I did make. I also want some more... Let's just make all these into fence gates. What the... What did that... 6? 6 is plenty. It was just an open tower with a little staircase with no railing. They eventually went up that. And okay, we'll do this to make it match. I can't put those there? Oh, I gotta put them on something. Let's do this. Let's do this. Bierce is very nervous. He does not want them to deal with the Skyway controller. He tells them they're better off just not... Oops. It's not looking the way I want it to look. I wonder if I could make these out of oak. If I have some oak here, that would make them look a little bit better. So, they start threatening Bierce. They try to bribe him. They want him to change their flight. They want the flight plan changed. He pulls the flight plan out. Here's your flight plan. Blah blah blah. Okay, you have to go to Carcosa. There's no choice in the matter. Yada yada yada. They eventually. Shoot. Oh, I do have 4. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how we're going to make that work. Bierce is like, look, I can't change the flight plan. It's not allowed. Well, they're like, yes, you can. You're going to change the flight plan. I'm wondering if it looked better right there. Rather than there, up against... No, I think it should be up high. Eventually, they threaten to just go to the Skyway controller themselves. They manage to finally, with persuade checks and the like, they manage to finally get Bierce to actually change it for them. He's not happy. He's even less happy when, after he changes it, the door... Okay, so he was in this tower, and at the top of the tower, and then there was another upper level to the tower, apparently, where the Skyway controller resided, and there was a yellow door up there. As soon as he signs off the paperwork, that yellow door opens up, and then he just freaks out. He's just like, they're all like, well, thanks, bye, and they just take off running. There was a little chase scene, running down the steps, trying to escape from the place as quickly as they possibly could. They managed to get back. The King in Yellow was essentially the Skyway controller. He was coming out, or at least a version of him. Now, hold on a sec. Yeah. I wonder... No. Well, maybe. Let's try this. Let's try something real quick. If I do like this... I like that. We're going to do that. Give me just a moment. I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'll be right back. Okay, I like that. I like that a lot. This barn is actually not turning out too terribly badly. It is a small barn. It's one of those barns that's set into the side of a hill. That's supposed to look like whatever you'd use to hang ropes down and then pull hay bales up. And we'll get some hay bales and stuff in here eventually. I think this is done. Anyway, they run back to the aircraft, and as soon as they pull the door closed, as they see this thing coming, they are suddenly in flight again. I had a couple new players join at the very end, so they got to mess around. They managed to get back to Earth. They land. The big finish wasn't revealed, which kind of sucks for me, and that was basically the fact that any of them who had died or gone insane would have vanished, and then when they got back home, all trace of those people would be gone. It's like, as Haster is kind of an entropy god of sorts, that means that people can just be made to de-exist, and that was the point. That was what was supposed to kind of be the point there, was if you disappeared, sacrificed, whatever, you would just cease to exist. And the whole setup was that this was a setup by a group of cultists who were big, rich businessmen, and they decided the best way to take their sacrifices to Carcosa was simply send them there on a Learjet. So that's the story. They all survived. Everybody had a good time, I think, and it was a pretty good game. That's it. There's our barn. We have our little field and with some crops. We have a nice barn. I'm going to end up putting a bunch of storage in here. Most of it on the second floor, but a little bit on the first floor. Lots of light. This is more of a storage barn than an actual barn for putting animals and stuff like that in. But it kind of goes with the motif of the farm. Right up there, it's right next to the horses. So you can just take hay right out of here and just here you go, horses. And I think somewhere around here I need to put a little blacksmith shop. I'm not sure where yet, but there you have it. Thanks for watching, everybody. As always, I appreciate it. And I will talk to y'all next time.